Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. It is raining really loudly right now. I'm so sorry. Anyway, this art vlog is going to be just me showing you guys the artwork that I've made in the past week. It's all school related as usual. I'm so tired. I have like a month and a week left of school, maybe less than that. So I can definitely see the finish line, but I'm just like so tired and so over it. Anyway, in this video, I'm gonna be working more on my final project. I'm gonna be doing part 2 of the 3 drawings I have to do. I'm not gonna explain further. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can watch my other videos, you don't have to. But yeah, I'm gonna be working on that in this video and then also some other stuff. But this video is a little bit different. I wanted to structure it differently, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. There is nothing as healing as nature. Any bad day can be turned into a good one, and any good one can turn into an even better one once I step outside and take in the fresh air, look up at the sky, feel the breeze hit my cheeks and the warmth radiate on me. I become the best version of myself when I'm outside. There are no distractions. I'm fully present in the moment and able to appreciate everything that is around me. The beauty of nature never ceases to amaze me. It's one of my biggest inspirations, and I admire its resilience. Anything that withered during winter can come back in spring. I look to nature to teach me lessons on what it means to be resilient. Just like us, nature goes through difficult days, but it stands strong, patiently waiting for better days. In my 2-dimensional design class, I had to make an art piece which contained different textures. I could use actual textures or draw the textures, among other things. I wanted to include this artwork in this video not because I like it or think it's good, but because it gave me a moment to reflect. A moment to think about what truly matters. A moment that I don't always get when things are going my way, which they have been for most of this semester that I'm in college. I almost always strive for perfection. That doesn't mean that I always get there. In fact, I don't think I ever do, but I always try. I'm bad at failing at things, and I don't mean that as a way of bragging. It's more in a way that I don't like feeling like I could have done better and had a better outcome. But I have started to learn how to take the L. By this, I don't mean that I try to fail at things on purpose, but rather that when I do, I am more at peace with it. Alright, so I am currently in the process of my 2D design homework, and oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm supposed to do something that contains different techniques of doing textures. So I could either like draw a texture, which this is me drawing a wood texture in the hand, and then the paper here is like an actual texture. Then I started drawing trees because I was like, if people are gonna be aware that this is wood and not like those spiral things, if you know what I mean, I should draw some trees to make it more obvious. And this project is supposed to be conceptual, and when you look at it, you're supposed to like understand what it means. Guys, this might be the worst thing I've done. Not ever in my life. I've definitely done worse things. Also, I'm not done. I'm just like in the progress. I just wanted to talk about it. But I think it might be the worst thing I've done for this class. But I'm like mentally at the point where I'm like, kind of like, let's see what I can do and what kind of grade I'm gonna get if I do this, because I am very much like, I want to get good grades, so I'm super specific with the things that I make, and I always make sure to like do what I think is gonna do well. But this one is like completely me being like, I have no idea how this is gonna be received. It's super experimental, and I feel like this class is not like very abstract, and it is abstract actually in some ways, but what I'm doing is like almost too abstract. I don't know, I just don't feel great right now. I'm about to have my period, and I can tell that like mentally it's not good. It's not gonna be a good period. So I'm just like so like just not doing well, and I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. I don't know what the hell this is. It's supposed to be like saying that like us as humans are a part of nature. I think that when we look at our fingerprints, they kind of look like the inside of wood. And so I wanted to draw that in the hand instead of fingerprints. I don't know, guys. I feel like, I don't know, like this could either go better than I expect, and maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't think I am. I think it might go really bad and my teacher is gonna be like, what the heck did you do? And I'm gonna be like, I don't know. But you know, I'm trying to learn how to take the L. I also had a project in this class that I thought that I was not gonna get a good grade on, and then I ended up getting a 95. So I don't know if I know what's good or bad. Guys, I don't know. I just feel so, it's just mentally not there. And I don't know, when I feel this way, it's really hard to make art because I'm just like, I'm not in the mindset for it. I don't know. I just don't feel good. Anyway, I'm gonna go continue and finish this and just get it done. As I was approaching the end of this drawing, I started to feel better about it. But I still knew that it wouldn't be something that would be up to my standards and not something that I would be very proud of. But instead of feeling bad about it and starting over, I decided to be okay with the fact that it wasn't what I wanted. Protecting my mental health was more important at this point than getting a good grade. Oftentimes, these art pieces teach me more about myself and my art than the artworks that I make that I'm proud of. If we don't know what it feels like to fail and what that looks like, how are we going to be able to deal with it when it does occur? Because the truth is, failing is part of life just as much as succeeding is, if not even more. So we might as well learn how to master it in the same way that we try to master success. Alright, hi, this is me in the future, not me in the present moment, painting this next drawing. So I just wanted to intro what I'm gonna do next real quick, so you guys might be familiar with this final project. This is the next step that I have to draw, and I'm gonna be doing this in color. Obviously, me right now has already done it, but that is what this next step is going to be. I basically had to do it in color just to like figure out if I want to do my actual final project in color or in graphite. So yeah, that's what you're about to watch. I don't have anything else to say. Hope you enjoy. I decided to do this art piece in watercolor. As you've probably seen by now, all of these ones that I did previously were all in graphite pencils, and for this stage of the final project, we were able to do color. In fact, it was actually a requirement for this step in the process, basically as a way of figuring out if we want to do the actual final thing in color or in black and white. I think that I've decided that I'm going to be doing my final project, like the actual final thing, in color. So I thought that I would reflect a little bit on the fact that I've had to do this over and over again. And I've talked about this a little bit, but I just wanted to expand further on my thoughts. So first of all, there's obviously a purpose as to why our teacher is making us do this multiple times. This specific stage is one that I will be doing 3 times, which means that I will be doing 3 drawings 3 times, which concludes 9 drawings of the same scene in the end. Well, technically like 3 drawings of the exact same thing, but 9 drawings that are doing the same thing. And I think the reason that we're doing this is because partially it's probably because when you work with art, there's a lot of planning that goes into it, and a lot of artists go through different stages to end up with their final product. So I would assume that that is one of the reasons why he's made us do this so many times. I also think that it's to practice, to learn how to improve on something when doing it repeatedly. I've never been one to make an art piece more than once. Once I've done an art piece, I'm done with it. I am not going to be doing it again to improve it or to change anything. Once I'm done, I'm done. So this has been a very original experience, something that I've never done before, which I'm grateful for. It's definitely pushed me in many ways. It's pushed me to improve on a drawing or a painting, to realize that there's always things that can be improved upon and made better. But at the same time, I don't think that that's something that I'm necessarily gonna be implementing in my art practice unless I am doing like a huge art piece. Maybe then I'll do a sketch before I start working on it, but I don't think that I'm gonna be drawing the same thing over and over again in my everyday art practice, unless that's something that I decide to do, obviously. But in this moment, I don't think that that's something that's gonna happen. So this is the first piece in color that I did in this series. Up to this point, I had only done black and white. It was really nice to finally be able to work in color. Throughout this whole semester, I think I only did one piece in color. That was the first thing that we did. And then ever since, we've only been working in graphite or black ink. Either way, it's all been grayscale. So it was super nice to finally be able to pick up color. If you know anything about my art, you know that I really enjoy working with color, and my art is quite colorful in nature. Like, I gravitate towards doing very colorful artwork, so this felt kind of like coming home in a way. But I definitely feel like it's been super helpful, and I've learned a lot by doing a lot of graphite drawings. I think that grayscale is super necessary when you first learn how to make art. And I think that that's why we were doing a lot of them, because this is a very basic class. It's literally called basic drawing. So it's not any advanced class. And I was concerned about that at first, the fact that it was going to be super basic, but I still feel like there's been things to take away from it and to learn. And I've had a really good teacher. So I've definitely been happy with my experience for the most part. Anyway, this was my first time using watercolor in months. I honestly don't even know if I can remember the last time I used them. And I used to use watercolor all the time. And I think pretty much since I've been in school, because of the fact that that hasn't been a technique that we've been allowed to do, I kind of just haven't really done it for months. And I forgot how ugly it is in the beginning when you start using watercolor, because when you put down the base layer, it just looks so bad. You haven't built up any of the value scale yet. It's just like a base layer of color. And I put that down and I was like, oh my god, this is so bad. What the heck am I doing? Like, I felt like I had completely forgotten how to do watercolor. And obviously, eventually I did get the hang of it, but that was probably the most challenging part of this specific drawing, just learning how to do watercolors again and how to be comfortable with them. But once I did get back into it, once I had painted on this for a little bit, I started feeling more comfortable and it went well. Yeah, I don't really have that much to say about this. I'm sorry if my thought process is a little bit vague right now. I honestly am just like kind of over this project a little bit. It's been so repetitive, and yeah, I just like, I don't know what else I can possibly say about it, but hope this was still interesting in some way. This was my first time ever painting with colored ink. The week before this, I had done a grayscale ink drawing, and it's a very different experience to watercolor. Although the end results do look very similar to watercolor, I found the process to be a little bit different. Not the most different ever, but definitely a little bit different. I think because of the medium being permanent, that was a little bit challenging to get the hang of how the medium works, because once you put something down, it doesn't move as much as watercolor would because it's a permanent medium. So it kind of just stays there. Like you can definitely apply some water and move it around, but once it's dried, it's staying, which I think is really interesting. And honestly, it was enjoyable for me to use it, because being able to put something down and then it actually staying there, and then being able to like paint on top of that was very fun and something quite different from watercolors. So I enjoyed it a lot, and I do wish I would have filmed this from the beginning because I'm quite pleased with how this turned out, and it was a very interesting process. But I was having a little bit of a difficult day this day, which is why I didn't film it. But yeah, I'm very happy with the results of this, and the process was very interesting, and I definitely feel like I will be doing it again. Is it obvious that I filmed these like back to back, like the intro and outro back to back? Anyway, here's this painting that we made. I don't have that much to say about it. I'm just like kind of over it. This was easier than the graphite drawing, I will say that. And I thought that this might be difficult to do in watercolor or in color in general because of the detail, but it wasn't that bad. It's so loud outside. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say. I would show you guys my ink drawing right now, hold it up for you, but it's at school, so I can't do that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!